It doesn't feel like a trap at first. That's the problem. Nothing about it feels reckless or impulsive or even wrong. It feels reasonable. You tell yourself you need a car anyway, so you might as well get something decent, something reliable, something that doesn't make you feel like you're falling behind. And that's where it starts. Not with the car, but with that quiet feeling that you should have something to show by now. You don't say it out loud, but you feel it in small moments. When you pull up somewhere and glance at the car next to you, when you see people your age driving something newer without even thinking about it, when it looks easy for them, effortless, like they're not carrying the same weight you are, and suddenly your situation feels louder than it did before. Not unbearable, just noticeable. So when the idea comes, it doesn't feel dangerous. It feels like relief, like finally fixing something that's been sitting in the background for a while. You don't think of it as taking on debt. You think of it as a monthly number, something controlled, something predictable, something that fits. You sit there doing the maths in your head, going over it again and again. It's not that bad. You can afford it. You'll still have money left over. And technically, you're right. Nothing immediately breaks. Your life doesn't collapse. You still go out, still spend, still live in the same way. And that's what makes it feel like a good decision, because nothing hurts. At first, it even feels good. Driving it for the first time, everything feels smoother, quieter, more put together. You feel like you've caught up a little, like things are starting to make sense, like maybe you're not as behind as you thought. And for a while, that feeling carries you. But something shifts, not all at once, not in a way you can point to, just quietly. The first payment leaves your account and you barely react. It's expected. You planned for it. You knew it was coming. And that's exactly why it doesn't feel like a problem. It feels normal. Just another part of your life now. And that's where it starts to settle in. Because it's not the size of the payment. It's the fact that it's always there. Every month. In the background. You stop seeing it as a decision you made and start living around it like it's just how things are. Before, even if money was tight, there was still a sense that it was yours. That it could move. That things could change if you needed them to. Now, a part of it is already gone before you even think about what to do with it. Before you even look at your account. And you don't panic. You adjust. That's the part no one really notices. You don't feel trapped. You just become slightly more careful. Slightly more aware. You hesitate before spending in ways you didn't before. You start doing small calculations in your head without even realizing it. Not because you're struggling, but because something is already taken. And it's subtle. So subtle you don't question it. From the outside, it looks like you've upgraded your life. You've got the car. Things look more put together, more stable, more on track. But internally, something feels tighter, less open. Like there's less room than there used to be. And you can't really explain it because nothing is actually wrong. You're still okay. You're just not as free as you were. And over time, that feeling becomes normal too. You stop comparing it to how things felt before, because this is your baseline now. This is just how your life works. Money comes in and part of it is already gone. No questions, no decisions, just gone. And you build around that. You delay things, push things back, tell yourself you'll do it later. Not because you can't, but because it feels easier to wait. Easier to stay where things are predictable. You don't take certain risks, not big ones, just small ones that might have shifted something. You keep things steady, controlled, manageable. And again, none of this feels like a mistake. That's what makes it so easy to live with. If anything, you defend it. It made sense. It still makes sense. It wasn't irresponsible. It wasn't careless. It was normal. Everyone does it. That's what makes it so hard to question. Because you didn't do anything wrong. And yet something changed. Not dramatically, not in a way anyone else would notice, but internally your life became slightly more fixed, slightly more structured around something you can't ignore. And the strange part is you don't feel stuck. You just feel less flexible, less able to move in the way you used to, less able to act on things when they come up. And it's not because of one big decision, it's because of something small that quietly repeats itself every month. Something that never demands attention. Something that never forces you to stop and think. It just continues. And because it continues, it becomes invisible. That's the trap. Not the payment itself, not the car, not even the cost. It's how easily it blends into your life without ever feeling like a problem. Because real problems feel heavy. They feel obvious. They come with stress and urgency and regret. This doesn't. This feels fine. And that's what makes it so easy to ignore what it's slowly doing. Because you don't resist it. You don't question it. You don't try to escape it. You just live with it. Month after month, quietly adjusting your life around something that once felt like a simple, reasonable decision. And over time, you don't just adapt your money to it. You adapt your thinking, your timing, your choices, all shaped, just slightly, by something that never felt like it mattered that much. And you won't notice when that shift fully happens. There's no clear moment, no turning point. Just a gradual realization that things feel more fixed than you expected, more limited, more decided. And if someone asked you about it, you'd probably say everything's fine. Because it is. On the surface, nothing is wrong. But underneath that, there's a difference. A small one. But an important one. The difference between doing fine and being free. And that difference is easy to miss, especially when it comes from something that never felt like a trap in the first place.